All right. So I'm sure a lot of people are aware of this as it is, but probably one obviously has made changes to their tier list for all three main endgame pieces of content, and that has caused quite a stir. However, in the new patch that is going to be coming out in the 2.6 or 2.7. I'm okay. I've already botched it, but whatever. We're here. 2.7 patch. Yes, 2.7 patch. We're going to be getting a very, very good Harmony character, that being Sunday. Now, keep in mind, this is only version 1. Version 2, at the time of this recording, I will go back. Right here is the countdown to version 2. So we can expect changes for both Sunday and Fujue. But for Sunday, I want to go over why he is going to massively change the tier list and characters at where they currently at, mainly DPS characters, and whether they have summons or not. And we're going to go in why. And so this will also help those who have questions about build guides or for showcases. Now, as a side note, I have actually made a couple of videos about Sunday being on teams with certain characters, with Imbibitor Lune, with Jade, Jing Liu, Shui, with Jing Yuan, I think is a very, very big one because he does boost Jing Yuan quite a bit. But we're going to go into the actual reasonings why and have a couple different team build ideas that we can discuss. So the main piece that we really want to discuss currently is his skill. So he's going to designate one ally and their summon to immediately take action. Now, this part right here, quite frankly, I mean, that is good or bad, depending on which character. Obviously, characters such as Nummi, characters such as Jing Yuan, they have summons with, like I said, with Nummi and Lightning Lord, it allows their action to be increased, but this doesn't necessarily mean that the character has to have a summon. And what it does, fully max, is it's going to increase their damage by 40%. Then on top of that, if the character has a summon, then the summon will additionally increase the damage by 40%, lasting for 2 turns. And when using the ability, the character following the path of harmony, they will immediately take action and the effect cannot be negated. So, you would probably want to use this on characters such as Robin, Ruomei, depending on what team comp that you are building. Once you get up to the ultimate, though, that is really interesting. You're going to regenerate 20% of your max energy for the designated ally character and the target of their summon into the befitted state. And the characters in the befitted state have their crit damage increased by an amount equal to 25% of Sunday's crit damage plus 8%. Now, I do think this 8% is going to change to a flat amount. We're probably going to be looking about like 300, I would say. Having this base 25% I think is very, very good. But I don't think they're going to increase or have a percentage as the, stacking on top of that. And then you're going to be having this beatified state for 1 turn. So that's very, very nice. Obviously, his talent is once you use a skill, increases the target's crit rate by 20%. So you're increasing by 20% crit rate, and you are going to be increasing their just overall damage by 40%. So ideally, you want to use the skill on a character. You get the 40% just overall damage buff. You get the crit rate with the talent, and then you use the ultimate to increase their crit damage by a stupid amount. That is essentially what you want to be doing. So that is essentially what he does. So a very, very strong Harmony character, being able to increase just overall damage capability and output while also advancing forward the character, which is very nice. This is not even talking about his light cone. We're not going to do that here. We're just going to be talking about the individual character. So who exactly does this benefit? Well, this benefits all DPS characters except break characters. So I don't really think this is going to affect Firefly or Boot Hill a whole lot. Yes, it will increase their damage output, but it's not going to increase it by exuberance amounts compared to like Wu Xuan, compared to Acheron, Imbiber Lune, Jing Liu, Jing Yuan, all of those characters, because they want their break effect to be high to increase their maximum damage capability. And if you're not doing that and you're increasing all the other like crit damage, crit rate, that doesn't necessarily benefit them because they want their break effect to be super high. So that's already one team you can kind of just kick Sunday off of, being the break teams. Now, follow-up attack, obviously that is going to be stupid giga powerful. I do have a video right here, the follow-up supremacy video with Sunday and Robin with Fu Xuan, or Fei Xiao, I'm sorry, and it's stupid amounts of damage. And then you could have hyper carry offenses with Acheron, with Topaz, Biber Lune, Jing Liu, Jing Yuan. But the team that I do think that Sunday is going to benefit the most is actually the Jing Yuan team, because he is going to provide the damage buff to Jing Yuan himself, but also for Lightning Lord. And then you get stacks going with Jing Yuan getting up to the 10 hits, and Lightning Lord is going to be doing even more damage. So summon characters are going to be very pivotal and key. Another team that I do think is going to be very interesting to see down the road is going to be like a hyper carry Topaz team, which is very weird to say because she's not necessarily a character who's going to like, solo carry her own team. She actually helps and supports the main hyper carry of the follow-up attack team, that being Fei Xiao. But because of the fact that she has a summon character with Nummy, and Nummy counts as a follow-up attack damage dealer while also counting as a summon because he has his own individual bar, having a team with Topaz, Robin, Sunday, and, whoever you want to put in for that last slot, you could run a hyper carry Topaz team. So like the possibilities become endless. Then what's going to be, I think, going to be extremely crazy is you have E2 Acheron, meaning you have needing one less Nihility character and still getting her maximum buffs. I think it's going to be crazy, increasing her overall damage capability, increasing the crit rate and crit damage, overall damage output. I think is going to be stupid nuts, and I do think that could catapult her back up to complete tier 0 with Bei Xiao and Firefly as like the top 3 damage dealing characters. But that is to be seen because, we're still going to have to get updates to Sunday until his official release. But I do think that once he is released, we're going to see a massive shakeup here with the tier list. And I do think that it's going to be very, very, it's just stupid with what happens. So yeah, make sure you are saving for Sunday because I do think he is the next must summon character, because he is going to be, helping out so many different teams with this kit.